What's up, guys? Welcome to the Knockdown Boys Dove Kitchen. We're about to get started. Yeah, cooking juice. Okay, we're going over braising today. Braising is a technique we use a lot in the book. It's a slow technique. It's from French cooking. It's really great for meat. Makes it very, very tender. Then we're going to take it off the bone and we're going to do some great stuff with it. So, I am going to go over every step you need, starting right now. Okay guys, first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt some butter in a large skillet over medium-high heat. You're going to find that starts off a lot of our recipes. Dove has very little fat in it. Here's our dove right here. So we add fat, namely in butter, normally butter. Here's 2 tablespoons, bam. And what we got here is some rough cut Roma tomatoes. Got a couple tablespoons of whole peppercorns. We've got rough cut white onion. Doesn't need to be chopped fine because we're not eating this. We're just getting the flavor from this in the braise. We got some slightly smashed with the side of your knife whole garlic cloves. Again, don't need to be diced, don't need to be minced because we're just getting the flavor from these. Almost like we do with stock. And this is Dove stock right here. You'll notice that it's very dark. Very rich, flavorful, just like beef stock. Dove is a bird that acts a lot like beef. Doesn't act like chicken. Doesn't act like other fowl, like pheasant, wild-fowl, or grouse, or quail. It's a much darker meat, as you can see. And here's our herbs that we're using in the braise. We got some rosemary. We've got some fresh thyme. We've got some fresh sage. Beautiful, beautiful. And our butter's about melted. We're going to take these birds and we're going to brown them for 7 to 9 minutes. Every couple of minutes we're just going to roll them over from the back to one breast and then to another breast. You'll notice that my crock pot's already out and it's set to high. We're just warming that sucker up so that it's nice and warm when we put everything in it. We don't want to put everything in a cold crock pot. We want it to already be warm. Once we get everything in there, we're going to turn it down to low and we're going to let it rock. But it's just warming up for me now. So we're about to turn these birds. They've been on their backs for about 2 minutes. And we turn them to one side. So like a little triangle. Back, one breast, the other breast. That's what we're trying to brown. We're just trying to seal them in a little bit. Okay, now we're ready to move them over to the other breast side. Bang. For an additional 2 to 2.5 minutes. Just making sure everything gets a little love. A little sweet butter love. Move them over there. Move this guy this way. Some of them will sit sort of in the middle. Some of them will naturally, the bigger ones will naturally go from one side to the other. As long as we're using the side to kind of get the other side of the breast, we're all in good shape. Very good shape right there. Make sure you're using a skillet that has high walls that can accommodate a lot of liquid, because we're about to take these out and add onion, garlic. Once we saute that onion and garlic, we're going to add a quart of Dove stock plus a 12-ounce Shiner Bock beer. So either use a skillet with a large with high sides, or use a big saucepan to do this. Okay, we are browned. Ready to take these out. Set aside your dove breasts, your lovely, lovely dove breasts. Now we're just doing 10 today. We're just braising 10 birds today. If you were doing 20 birds, 25 birds, do them in 2 different batches in your pan. We want to leave us a little room. Look at that nice butter caramelization on there. It's beautiful. We want to leave us a little room so that everything gets browned properly. You don't want to shove too many birds into the pan. Bang, your onion and garlic go in. With all the lovely dove bits. Scooch that around, scooch it around. We're going to let this go for 5 to 7 minutes. So you start to get a nice little translucence on the onion. It's going to be beautiful. It smells terrible in here right now, guys, I got to tell you. Awful. Okay, we've got some nice translucent onion, garlic. We've got some nice butter and Dove brown on the bottom. We're going to add liquid. We're going to deglaze this pan. Take the Dove stock or beef stock. Pour it right in. Take your Shiner Bock. I'll make sure this isn't poison. Yeah, it's good. Whoop! Here we go. Bingo. Turn up your heat a little bit. We're going to bring this to a nice rolling boil before we transfer it to the crock pot.
Just wrap some bacon around it. I'll fire up the grill, we'll wrap some bacon on it, put a jalapeno in there. And I don't know.
That sounds good. Did you just think of that?
I don't know why you're doing all
Is that an original?
That's the way that's the one I know. That's the one I know how to do.
That's it, right? You don't.
I'll start a fire and we'll.
You want to burn it? You want to cook it in like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
I'm gonna cook it real fast.
It's going to be really good.
I'm gonna cook it real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. I'll go down to the store, get some bacon, and fire up the grill. It'll be great.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. It's gonna taste like a shoe. Fine.
Okay, we're at a rolling boil now, guys, and we're going to go ahead and complete our first part of our braise. Put your Dove breast in the bottom of the hot crock pot. Beautiful, beautiful Dove breasts. Nice. Good dokey. Then, be careful while you're doing this. This is very hot liquid. We're transferring this lovely liquid into our crock pot. There we go, there we go. Perfect. Oh, it really just smells awful in here, y'all. I wish that I had a smell-o-meter on this camera to let y'all know how terrible it smells up in her. That was a joke, by the way. It smells awesome. All your remaining ingredients going in: your peppercorns, your tomato, your herbs. Give that a nice little stir. Yes, sir. Get it all in there nice and good. Bam. Let's cover this up. Let's reduce the heat to low. And let's wait for 5 or 6 hours for the delicious result. Alright, here we got our braised dove. That's what it looks like. We want to pull it out of here, and we're going to shred it. We're going to take it off the bone. All we got to do, by hand, is take it off just like that. Be careful, right up here at the top. Dove have a wishbone. There's a dove wishbone right there. That's going to come off pretty easily. Be careful of it. We don't want that in the shredded meat. We want to just throw that back into the pool. This meat's going to be very tender. It's going to fall apart very easily. So just be careful of bone or any kind of fragment that's going to come off while you're shredding it by hand. But that's what it should look like. That's a completely clean bone when you're done. Yeah? Alright, it's been deboned. So we're just shredding the breasts. This tastes terrible. Tastes like roast beef. That's what braised dove tastes like. As opposed to bacon wrapped grilled dove, which tastes like a bat wing. The wing of an old dead bat. You can do any number of our recipes with these. You can make baby Wolverine's barbecued sliders. You can make our brisket tacos, our saucedo well brisket tacos. You can make what we're going to show you a little bit later, which is the stinky hippie, our dove salad. It's like a tuna salad, except it's got dove in it instead of tuna. You'll be the only kid in the lunchroom with that in your sandwich.